Hey guys, so I wanted to review the Asus ROG phone battery life. And it's an impressive phone. I'll give it that. Prior to this, I had the Google Nexus 6P, which was dying out. The phone was draining really quickly, and they stopped supporting it. So basically, my text messages weren't always going through. People complained that I was sending them 5 messages at once, even though I was trying to resend the same one that told me it wasn't resending, and so on and so forth. So this phone, saw something on Tom's Hardware where he used it for about an hour and a half of just videos and gaming and so on, and it still had about 8 hours of charge left. And even though he did it for an hour and a half straight, you think that would use the battery life a lot, but it didn't. One of the coolest things though is that the phone keeps itself cool because of its vapor chambers. How the copper distributes the heat is quite amazing. So it basically, when I got the phone, I charged it that night to about 85%, used it a little bit. The next day, I was out all day. I play Pokemon Go a little bit. I watched some videos, and by that end of that night, without, it's been nearly 24 hours since I've charged it, it still had about 40% charge left. Now, the 4,000 milliamps is quite a bit. I feel like that's the standard for phones now, but now it has a quick charger too, because it can charge the 4,000 milliamps in less than an hour. It says 30 minutes can charge it up to 60%, which is really fast for that big of a battery. So, you don't really need an external battery. If you're gonna play Pokemon Go for let's say 8 hours, you don't need an external charger with you because it can sustain itself, especially because it doesn't overheat and drain the battery even more. And it's Pokemon Go is like obsolete software compared to this hardware, so it's pretty damn good. But yeah, and that's been my experience for it. I mean, the one of the coolest features though is the smart charging. Now, I wish phones could have a cutoff, for battery life. So let's say you charge the phone, set it up to 85%, and then once it hits 85%, it just stops charging it. Which is why don't phones have this feature to cut off the charge, just like a Tesla? You can actually set a Tesla up to charge up to 80%, 90%, whatever you want, and then it'll just stop charging it after it hits that point. But this phone, instead they gave it some kind of smart charging feature, which is you charge it overnight. Let's say if you're one of those overnight chargers, you charge it overnight, you wake up, you unplug it, and then the phone detects when you wake up, when you unplug it, so it'll charge it up to 80% instead of 100%, and then and when it thinks it charges up the rest when it thinks you're gonna wake up. It's AR charging is what they call it. So and that's a pretty neat feature, but I'd still rather have the whole, hey, charge it to 85% and that's it, because it is a brand new phone. The phone barely loses its charge. I only lose 1% to 2% overnight, or even none. Sometimes I charge it to 85%, and I wake up and it still has 85 to 84%, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it's a brand new phone. I guess that's how it is. I know in a year it's probably not going to be doing that, which is depressing. But yeah, so and that's been my experience with this phone. I mean, I bought this phone maybe a few days ago, so that's basically. Especially, look at it. It looks so cool. I love it. Asus. I'm an Asus fanboy. I got this Asus 279Q monitor. I got this coaster that was free. But my friend knows I'm a fanboy. But yeah, so that's the Nexus 6P was cool when I first got it. It was super fast, but then it just started dying over time, especially because they stopped supporting it, especially with the Pixel out, and Huawei is now doing its own thing rather than making Google phones. Well, aside from that, but yeah, so that's basically my review for the battery life. It's a very strong battery. The phone does not heat up at all. I haven't gamed on it to the point where the phone would heat up because I haven't really played an intense game yet, but it's definitely meant for it. It can definitely handle it, no problem. And if you were to let's say just use the phone for normal recreational use, just texting, let's say the phone should last you a good solid day and a half, maybe even 2 days. But if you were to like hop on YouTube, hop on a game, hop on, social media all the time, or scrolling through Instagram, you're obviously going to use up a little bit more battery life, but once again, it still doesn't drain as fast. So it could still last you quite a long time, which is, I have like anxiety when it comes to battery life, and I hate it. It's like how Tesla drivers have range anxiety. There's something about a battery that just, or just electricity that just kind of gives you somewhat of some anxiety, just a little bit, just because it's a little annoying to deal with. Like I can't wait till phones have like 10,000 milliamp battery lives like this thin, just because, that's one of my complaints is, why do they keep making phones thinner, but just give me that extra thickness and just give me a bigger, a bigger battery, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully you guys found this useful. One more thing I'm going to say is, though, that this phone is a beast. I've already said that, but like the iPhone, let's say, has $1,000 price tag, and it's still a pretty decent phone, but I'd rather spend that $100 less and get something that's a little bit more universal, with USB-C, with third-party support, as opposed to Apple products. I can respect Apple, but some of that stuff's just annoying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the phone in the comments. Hopefully, I'm specifically made a battery review just because I don't think there's enough of it. Just because most of you guys have already seen like Linus and KBHD review everything about the phone. But there isn't enough emphasis on the battery life. So go ahead and hit the likes, the button, and the subscribe button if you guys liked it. And thank you for watching.